everyone, it's Miss Allie.
It's your favorite, Zoe Wims.
Make sure you like,
share,
comment,
and subscribe.
right now.
I feel like this one don't be juicy, Allie.
It's gonna be a race perspective.
Oh! It is Black History Month, so
yes.
Let's get on this, buddy.
All right, so we have Miss Carmen.
Hello.
Now, Miss Carmen, I wanted to talk about race because everybody has their perspective, everybody has their experience, and I just found out that you're actually biracial.
Yes.
And I say it like that because some people actually think I am biracial.
Anyways, so...
But I'm just saying, wow.
So is your mom white,
Seriously.
your dad's black, or...
Your birth parents?
Yeah. Or, like, who were you raised by, rather?
Yeah.
Well, I was adopted.
Okay.
So both my parents are white. My whole family is white.
Wow.
Besides my sister, who was also adopted by a completely different family, and she's biracial as well. And she's like 2 years younger than me. Something like that.
Sound like a scene out of Get Out.
But a funny thing about that, people believe that my sister and I are related. People always say that. You guys aren't related? You're not real sisters? And I'm like, well, we are real sisters. Like, we grew up together.
Right.
Like, adoption doesn't mean that we're not real. We are
Sure.
truly sisters.
Yeah,
We just
that
aren't,
relationship.
you know, birth sisters.
Correct.
But supposedly my birth mother was white with, like, red hair. My mom thinks she might have got a glimpse of her, and then my birth father was black. He wasn't really in the picture though, and she was young when she had me, so
Typical.
popped me out. Doesn't even know if I'm a boy or girl.
Thank you.
Closed adoption, that was it. So it was
Okay.
like typical.
I don't know my daddy, so you know. I mean,
Yeah, it's. I
He's
mean,
white, okay? He's a white man.
his dad.
No, he not.
Okay, sorry.
Oh goodness.
No, he's okay.
No.
Sorry, this focus good.
Right.
So I claim to be part Irish because my birth mom supposedly had red hair.
That's some shit.
I'm just kidding.
So, what was it like for you growing up in society?
Oh God.
Oh,
I went to Homestead.
dang. If y'all don't know, Homestead is a white school. Not to say it's as bad as it's
It is.
predominantly
It
white,
is what
right?
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Lived on the southwest side of town. There's probably 5 black people over there, including myself and my sister. So it was interesting because 3 others.
Go ahead.
No, it was interesting though because obviously growing up, the biggest thing for me was hair. Didn't know how to do it. Didn't know what to do with it. Straightened it a lot. My mom though is the most amazing woman in the world. She tried so hard to figure it out, and then she started taking me to a black beautician who like helped us out to do it the right way.
Yes, good for her.
Oh yeah, my mom is all about like me being able to embrace who I am, and like, you know, she was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have hair like this, so we need to go to somebody.
Throw your head up.
I had
With the
5.
small tooth comb.
I had 5 women working on my hair one time because it was so knotted and it was terrible. And we went to some like beauty school to do it, and they didn't know what they were doing, and then they were gonna relax it. So recently, I did the natural hair journey. Thank God, cut all my hair off and started from scratch.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And have my afro now, but for a long time, I straightened my hair every day and. I wanted my hair to be stick straight, just like all the girls I went to school with. I wanted my body to be stick straight, just like all the girls I went to school with.
So that played a big part on your psyche as a woman,
Oh,
too.
God, yeah. Like, self-confidence was super low. You know, I never dated anybody, really, and I've never dated a white guy, but they don't really shoot their shot with that, which is fine.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
Look, I mean...
That doesn't
It's
mean anything.
crazy.
I mean, white dudes now are coming at
They
black
are.
men now.
They
It's
are.
changing.
But back then, it was
Yeah, back
not
then,
really
right.
a thing.
Yeah, it
it was
wasn't a
just
thing.
not a thing. And
Wow.
that was all I was surrounded by. And then there was also the issue of like people being like, well, you're not really black because you don't talk like a black person. You don't act like a black person.
Heard that before.
Yep. And then I go to play on an AAU team that's all black, and like a lot of them became my friends. They're great people, and they all really just kind of like embraced me, and they never were like, oh, like they sometimes made like comments, you know, like you don't know what this is. Like I didn't know what the projects was. I didn't know anything.
So is that where you picked up your black card?
Yes.
Okay, all
But
right.
shout out to Lady Legit for giving me my black card.
Right, we appreciate y'all's
It
help.
only took 13 years.
That is awesome.
wow.
Wow.
So, what were some differences in society that you realized, like, wow, like this is not okay?
Oh, God.
Especially being raised by white people, and then you see white people, the other side of white people in the society.
I've started seeing that more in my adult years. But, you know, people would look at my family kind of weird. Like, they just had this look on their face. Like, that doesn't add up. 2 black girls, 2 white parents. Like, doesn't make sense. And then I heard some racial slurs. People would make comments. Like, I went to Homestead. Like, a lot of them are kind of ignorant. And so people will make comments, but they think it's funny. Or, like, white people would say the N-word and they think it's funny. And I knew that was, like, not okay. Right. So I would just kind of look at them. And for a long time, I just let some of my friends get away with it because I thought, like, it is what it is. Like, it's not a big deal. But now I call people out on it because there's just too much tension there. Like, why are you trying to put a knife through it, you know?
Right.
Wow. So it was interesting. The first time I heard the N-word, I was playing basketball, but that was in, like, an outer county. And I was just kind of like, what? People do that?
Wow. Yeah.
And now I hear it all the time. I'm like, dang, it's like a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Like, it sucks. I was like, I've never been called that before because most people that I'm around don't even consider me black. So now I'm getting called the N-word. This is pretty real right here.
Like,
it was interesting.
The black people disown me. The white people disown me. I just can't go nowhere.
But seriously, as a mixed person, that's exactly how you feel. It is very hard to find who you are because you're not accepted in one culture and you're not accepted in the other. So you just kind of have to make your own path.
Wow.
And so for me, it was just kind of like, well, yeah, I don't talk like a black person, or I don't talk like a white person, or I don't act like this or that. But you know what? I'm just Carmen. And if you don't like it, then take a number because I don't care.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Man, that's messed up though, because I remember when I first went to Northrop, and I had a black girl. She was like, "You talk white," and for me, I grew up out south. Out south, that's the majority of where black people are. But I don't know. My mom, she was always concerned about grammar, so we couldn't just talk anyway. She would, you know, make sure our homework was done, things like that. I'm not saying black people don't, excuse me, make sure the homework is done, but I'm just saying it's just, I felt like my mom cared about me. And I guess when black people say, like, you act white or something, it's like, what are you really saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? And how can I act any black?
You too educated.
Really? That's really what it comes
That's what it comes
an insult.
down to.
They're trying to say,
insult.
like, you sound too educated.
Yeah, you need to dumb yourself down.
Right. Because black people can't be educated or something. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand it either because I didn't know that a tone of voice or a certain way you act has anything to do with your, like, race or ethnicity.
Right.
You know, like, that doesn't make sense. That's what I put down on government documents. So what do you mean you don't sound black? Like, black, for one, is a color.
It's a color.
So why are you trying to put a sound to it?
Ugh.
That's right.
Man, that's deep.
That's
so
just,
right.
It's subtle racism, and that's what divides our country more than anything, is that subtle shit they try to pull.
Yeah.
Like, just be straight with it. And that's the biggest thing, that growing up, like, you know, people didn't know how to act around me because, like, you're both. They didn't want to say something offensive
They know
one
you're
side or
wrong.
the
Like,
other.
yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to be more offended when you try to be slick with it. Like, just say what you're going to say. It's probably something messed up, but we can try to move past that.
Right.
At least you're giving me an opportunity to educate you because I can counteract what you just said. But if you try to be slick with it, like, you're just going to be annoying.
Yep, I agree.
So, I don't know. The subtleness is what kills me.
And just real quick, what do you think about what's going on now? I mean, right now, everything is about black, white, racist this, prejudice this.
Social media, once again, blowing everything up.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's always been like this. It's just being exposed now.
It's bringing light to something that's been happening. The only problem is there still isn't a solution. We're just talking about stuff, and there's not a solution being brought to the table. I don't know the solution, but I would sit down with 100 other people and try to figure something out.
But that's part of the solution, though. We got to be that change, you know?
Yeah.
We just got to keep showing society that black people rock.
Yes. Black girls, black boys, whatever.
That's right.
Make sure you like,
share,
comment,
and subscribe.
Peace.